this? No way! He just gave me enchanted netherite weapons!
People who cheat in their Minecraft speedruns are hilarious because they're terrible at hiding the fact that they cheated. These are the funniest fake Minecraft speedruns. This speedrun is interesting because the speedrunner is using a face cam. At first, everything is normal. He spawns in, finds a village, and starts taking the beds for the Ender Dragon battle. He gets very lucky finding obsidian, iron, and bread in a chest, and then he crafts some tools. But here's where things start to get weird. He starts to attack the iron golem for loot, and while he's hitting it, he gets up and leaves. And who's playing the game? Well, he gets the iron and makes a bucket, and the speedrunner comes back onto the camera, and he's eating a sandwich. Is this guy using the controller with his feet? Anyways, he builds the nether portal, crafts flint and steel, and while he lights it, he's literally eating a sandwich and on his phone. I think someone's playing a prank on me. So he enters the nether and conveniently finds a bastion, but he falls and pulls off this insane clutch. Wait a second, is that cat playing the game? What in tarnation? He ends up finding a huge vein of gold blocks and throws 75 gold ingots into a pit of 5 trapped piglins, yielding him 13 ender pearls, which is actually extremely lucky. The speedrunner then changes their render distance and field of view, which is a common practice among professional speedrunners, and in doing so, they discover a nether fortress across the lava lake. So they ender pearl to it and quickly find a blaze spawner, and luckily they drank a fire resistance potion earlier, so battling the blaze was a breeze. But wait a second, the speedrunner is literally taking a nap on camera, so who's fighting the blaze? I'm so confused. So while the speedrunner is literally asleep, someone is playing the game and building the nether portal, and they return to the overworld. He crafts Eyes of Ender, throws an eye, and then starts traveling in that direction. Luckily, the speedrunner wakes up from his nap and wait a second, he comes back and literally has a Batman costume on. Then he shows off his strength training routine. This is a joke, right? He finds the stronghold, fills the portal, and enters the end. But while he's waiting for the dragon to perch, I guess he breaks out his clarinet? Listen, I'm a musician myself, but my ears are in pain. And while he's jamming out for his next jazz solo, someone is beating the Ender Dragon. Wait a second, his controller was never even plugged in? I can't tell if this guy is cheating or he's just extremely talented. This speedrun has some questionable methods. The speedrunner finds a village and a desert temple right next to it. They get some normal looking loot, but when they come back up, there's suddenly a ruined nether portal outside. And there's conveniently flint and steel and obsidian in the chest. Totally legit. So they complete the portal, light it, and enter the end. They find the nether fortress, get some blaze rods, but here's where things start to get fishy. Everyone knows you can't sleep in the nether. Well, they put a bed down and go to sleep. I have no idea how. And when they wake up in the stronghold. What in tarnation? After looting a couple chests, they come across this one chest and they find a dragon egg? This one was definitely legit. This speedrunner cheats in a way like I've never seen before. He starts off by getting some wood and then wastes a bunch of time breaking all the tree leaves. Okay. Well, when he's done, there's suddenly a stack of wood lying on the ground right next to this cow. Not suspicious at all. Then suddenly a cow flies right past him. I'm so confused. After these very strange events, the speedrunner crafts some tools and finds a village. And inside the village is everything you'd expect. A farm, a house, a well, a cow dropping a golden apple. Wait a second. Did that cow just poop out a golden apple and an iron pickaxe, an axe, and diamond armor? This guy is so lucky that there's some magical cow pooping out loot. This is the weirdest speedrun I've ever seen. After these unusual events, things just get weirder. The speedrunner loots the farm for some food, and the cow literally starts building the nether portal. I can't believe my eyes. Whoever that cow is though, I don't think they know how to build a portal correctly. After struggling for what seems like minutes, the cow then lights the portal and goes into the nether, and the speedrunner follows it. The speedrunner legitimately got really lucky because he spawned in right next to a bastion, which means he can quickly trap a piglin, trade, and get ender pearls. Well, he explores the bastion and eventually does trap a piglin for trading, and the piglin must be friends with that magical cow because he starts tossing Eyes of Ender and end portal frames. What in tarnation? The speedrunner builds the end portal, enters the end, and this next part is just the icing on the cake. He breaks all the end crystals, and when the dragon perches, another dragon comes out of nowhere and starts fighting. How is any of this possible? After an epic battle, the second dragon kills the original one, and somehow it enters the portal as well. This speedrunner must be on the newest Minecraft update because I am so confused. This speedrun, I'm confused whether they're cheating or their game is haunted. They spawn in and immediately get wood, then they make 2 wooden pickaxes, which is oddly specific. Then they go up this hill and wait a second, what's that? If I slow down the footage, that looks just like Herobrine? I don't know whether to be creeped out or confused, but things continue to get weirder. The speedrunner then makes a house, but if I freeze frame the footage, you can literally see Herobrine on the side of the screen. screen. And the speedrunner puts some of his items in the chest, then you can hear the chest open and close. When the speedrunner opens his chest, all of his items are gone. After the house being haunted, the speedrunner leaves the area and eventually finds a forest where all the trees have no leaves. Okay. He follows the path made by the trees, which leads to a ruined nether portal that literally builds itself. What in tarnation? He loots the chest and finds some useful items like 2 swords, a shovel, and some iron nuggets. Then he enters the nether portal, and after perusing the nether, he finds what seems to be a trail of mushrooms that conveniently lead him to a nether fortress. Well, there's a suspicious amount of blaze spawned, and look who's here again. All of a sudden, every blaze dies at the same time, and these blaze rods just appear out of nowhere. After these very, very lucky events, the speedrunner leaves the nether, which isn't smart, considering they never found a bastion to get ender pearls. But just wait till you see what happens. When they get back to the overworld, they wander around for a while until they find a trail of ender pearls in the ground. After the trail ends, they have more than enough ender pearls, so they just start digging straight down, and they find the stronghold. How convenient. As they're trying to find the end portal, look who stopped by to visit. Herobrine. Even after completing the end portal, Herobrine is somehow there again. As if the speedrun wasn't haunted enough already, when they get to the end, the speedrunner stands in the middle of the end island, and every end crystal is broken without him moving a muscle. And when the dragon perches, you can see someone landing on the ground next to it, and then the dragon instantly dies. But this is the weirdest part. Before the speedrunner enters the endgame portal to complete the speedrun, you can hear footsteps behind them, and when they turn around, the speedrun cuts to black. What a cliffhanger. This speedrunner starts off in a village, then he goes to the nether, and then he enters the port. Wait, this is the wrong footage. This next speedrunner is Dream, or at least I think it is. He spawns in a village and finds some pretty normal looking loot. Some wood, a fishing rod, grass seeds, and an enchanted book. Then he makes a crafting table and a boat. Seems legit to me. But then he applies the enchanted book to the bow and it's infinity. How is this even possible? He loots more chests and finds some wood, some iron, a bucket, and this next chest, he conveniently finds flint, diamond, and just enough obsidian to make a nether portal. So he makes the nether portal and enters the end, and he's completely surrounded by lava, but it looks like there's a nether fortress in the distance. Now how is he gonna get over there? Okay, now I know what the infinity enchantment was for. I'm not even sure if this is possible, but that clutch was actually really impressive. But here's where things start getting really suspicious. He gets into the nether fortress and kills a blaze, but remember that enchanted axe that he got from the chest earlier? Well, it drops unnatural amounts of blaze rods. 4 stacks? Not fake at all. Somehow he glitches his boat and launches himself across the nether, conveniently back to the portal. Now remember his looting luck with the blaze? Well, when he gets back to the overworld, there's an enderman conveniently waiting for him. Coincidence? I think not. And it drops 3 stacks of ender pearls. So he makes Eyes of Ender, throws them into the sky to determine the stronghold location, and once again launches himself across the map with his magical enchanted boat. And he conveniently lands right into a village. Nice. Then he makes 1 bed, jumps into the water, and wait a second, is that the stronghold? I don't think the speedrun moderators were fooled by this one. So he fills the end portal with eyes, enters the end, and as soon as they enter the end, the dragon just dies. Alright, so it's possible this wasn't Dream. Hey you! If you click my Twitter link in the description and reply to my tweet, I will personally reply to you on Twitter. Also subscribe.